Hello friends! Today I'm here to show you part 2 of my December daily from 2017. In part 1 I showed the book that I used to house my December daily, and that I had a notebook, and I did a walkthrough of that notebook in a previous video. I also have a folder that I created, and then I used that to just collect all the little bits and pieces that come around Christmas time, things that you want to hold on to. And so this little folder is perfect for that. And all of these pieces fit into this elastic binding that I created for my December daily. So all the pieces just kind of hook in like this, and I ended up doing 2 notebooks. So today I'm going to show you the second half of my December daily, which is this little notebook. And you can see again that I created my own cover, and this was using a Starbucks bag with when you get those little pastry items from Starbucks. So this again was from 2017, and I just used it to create a cover for this part 2 of my December daily. So the first half, the first notebook went through up until the 14th of December. So here I'm going to show you from the 15th on. So the 15th was a day where I was creating a display for our Christmas party at work. And so I had a couple photos there, and then I also had a story to tell about home. So I ended up making this little sort of mini half page in between, and it allowed me to have 2 surfaces that I could then tell this story, these 2 little stories from the 15th of December. And then here I did a full page photo of my Christmas tree with the gifts underneath. And on this side, I did just sewed a little vellum piece over top of this Mary card. And it allowed me to have a pocket. And then inside the pocket, I just ended up slipping a bunch of the pieces that I had made last year to decorate my packages, my presents that I was putting under the tree. And so these were some of the leftover pieces. I also tucked into this little pocket just a card from the kit that I was using, and I wrote my journaling on this library card and tucked that in. So I just love how there are some pieces that accompany Christmas, and I love hanging on to all of them. And so creating little pockets and little bags and places to put things in just makes it a fun interactive piece of the album. So then on the back side again, I had another story, and so I included the photo that just kind of overlapped this Mary card. And then my daughter was busy studying for exams that were coming up, so I had just a few snapshots of her in different places around the house where she had been studying, and then wrote this little note here to say that we had some tea and cookies to give her a break from studying for her exam. So that was the 16th. On the 17th, we went with friends, and we have a tradition of doing raclette, which is a fun sort of alternative to fondue, but it's cooking on this special grill, and very good food. And our friends here, it has become a tradition to do that with them. So on this page, I just covered one side with some patterned paper, and then did 2 smaller photos on the facing side. The 18th is our anniversary, and so excuse me, and so this one again was kind of a double story. Not only were we celebrating our anniversary, but that was the day that my husband had his Christmas dinner at work, and he's a firefighter, so we ended up going to the hall that night, and they cooked a big Christmas dinner at the hall. And then this was just another little fold over page that I added with washi tape so that I could separate these two stories. But this here was just a photo of some flowers that my husband had given me, and then of course this was the card that accompanied those flowers. So I can just tuck that in, made that into a little pocket. So that was the 18th. On the 19th, we had a very big dump of snow, and so I just wanted to document just the amount of snow that we had, and that we got very cold temperatures here, as low as -30. So again, just a very simple page, keeping it very clean and very white, but adding in this lovely blue color, which really pulled out the blue of the snow in my photos. On the 20th, we went out for supper with some friends of ours, and so what I had done actually was kept the placemat from the restaurant and just cut out this piece that sort of had their logo on it, and it was just a reminder of where we had been that evening for supper. And then again, just using the white space and added a little embellishment with some bells on that side. Here was the I was documenting just the different Christmas movies that we were watching. So the December 21st was the last day of work for me before to kick off the start of Christmas season. And so we settled in to watch some Christmas movies that night. Had some fun. And then I did just a little collage of a variety of items at the bottom here to fill in that space. 22nd was a big shopping day. We started out the morning, just picked up a Starbucks, had a little Starbucks coffee, and then we went and did the big grocery shop to buy all the groceries for the meal that we were going to prepare on Christmas Eve. So again, I just made a little attachment, which is this vellum bag, and I slipped in the receipt from the grocery shopping that we had done that day. I'm just thinking that in years to come, or even when future generations are looking through my albums, it might be interesting to know how much a jug of milk cost in 2017. So kept that in there. And then a second story on that same day was that my daughter and I had gone to the Nutcracker Ballet. So I took a little screenshot of the ticket that I had on my phone, and then of course I cut this out of the pamphlet that we received that evening when we attended. And then again, I just love these little inserts, sort of half-size pages that help to tell or give me extra space to tell the stories. But then here I just did a photo of the two of us. We went out for supper afterwards, and they were actually offering some photos to be taken there at the ballet, and so we did one of their photos, which I printed out here, and then just wrote the story of the day there, celebrating with my daughter going to the Nutcracker. 23rd, our youngest daughter came home, and so we let them open their first little Christmas gift that evening, our two girls, and they had gone to my mom and dad's, and this is my mom here being all silly but cute, and she did some baking with the girls that day. So again, I just wanted to have some more space to tell that story, so I just took a 4x3 card and made that my journaling with a little hidden photo under there. The 24th now, I had a bigger story to tell, which was our hosting our family for Christmas Eve. But I hadn't, up until this point, documented my Advent calendar that I did for this year. And so before sort of the whole season was over, I wanted to make sure and tell the story of that. And of course it made sense to take this picture at the end. What I ended up doing was I had all these little sort of Christmas bits, little things that I collected throughout the month of December. And each day I added one more to this little screen that I had created inside a frame. And then I was able to just clip each of those onto that frame. And so on the 24th, I wanted to document this to remind myself that this is what I had done for Advent this year, and to see it in its fullest sense on the 24th. And then that is just part of a bigger display of just various art pieces that I had on my wall for Christmas. So that story now continues on. And here's where I go into the story of hosting our family for Christmas. And here what I actually did was, with some washi tape, I had cut out two 4x6 pockets just from a regular 12 by 12 page, and folded it in the center. And then I ended up printing my photos so that I had two on a 4x6 piece of photo paper. And so then I was able to include several shots of the family, and I like how, again, that it just folds out, it's something interactive, and extends the space for me to tell that story. And so then on the back page I had just written some of the things that I was thankful for Christmas. And then again, just a very simple, covered the background in pattern paper and included just a little embellishment on top. So that was the 24th. On the 25th, my husband was working, and so my girls and I went to my sister's for Christmas Day, and we had Christmas dinner there, and I was able to get a lovely shot of my girls and I, and that kind of rounds up my album for 2017. So thank you for checking in on me, and hopefully some of these ideas have inspired you for your Christmas.